10, Mikey Conestabile. 13, Simon Nicholas. 16, Ante Butmars. 17, Jacob Chidiak. 18, Zachary Chanchi. 19, Jesse Michelle. And number 20, Jared Lam. For Manly United, we have 2, Kieran Paul. 4, Jesse Pires. 6, Saxon Hillier. 7, Peter Kikaris. 9, Benjamin Coop. 18, Presley Ortiz. 19, Alan Aganovich. 25, Rob Capelli. 31, Jay Coates. 39, Stefano Rossello. And 45, Bilal Belkadi.
It's another super Saturday of football here in the Football New South Wales National Premier League men's competition. It's round 27 as East meets West here in the northwestern suburbs of Sydney. It is Spirit FC playing host to Manly United. Pete Pryor with you this evening to take you through all the action as it unfolds. An absolute pleasure to have your company, as it always is, wherever in the world you may be watching from. The team news is in, so let's take you through how each of the sides line up ahead of kickoff here at Christie Park, of course, starting with the hosts this evening. One change for David Perkovic's side. Spirit FC in goal, of course, the ever-present Chris Marks. Number 3, Kyle Shaw. Number 5, Frankie Lukovic. Number 8 and captain, of course, the evergreen Grant Cornwell. The 10, Mikey Conestabile. 13, Simon Nicholas. 16, Ante Butmars. 17, Jacob Chidiak. 18, Zach Chianchi. 19, Jesse Michelle. And 20, Jared Lum. For Patrick Zwanzwijk's Manly United in goal, making just his second start of the season, of course, number 31, Jay Coates. He made his first start, his debut start last weekend. Number 2, Kieran Paul. Number 4, Jesse Pires. The 6, Saxon Hillier. The 7, Pete Kikaris. The 9, Ben Coop. 18, Presley Ortiz. 19, Alan Aganovich. 25, Rocco Pelle. 39, Stefano Rossello. And 45, Bilal Belkadi. Both sides coming into this one looking to pick up a little bit of form in the final rounds of the season as we head towards that real sprint to the final day. Both sides coming off the back of 2-1 defeats in the last rounds. Both sides have just managed one win in their last 5. A win today for Manly United would consolidate their position in the top flight for next season. For Spirit FC, it would really drag them away from what is a real relegation dogfight in the bottom 5 or 6 places there. Referee this evening, Jackson Mackey. conducting his final checks when we do get underway here at Christie Park. It will be Spirit FC to commence proceedings in their traditional yellow and black kit. They'll be kicking from right to left on your screens. The whistle blows and away we go for round 27. As we said, a super Saturday of football in the state's top flight. Plenty of action happening elsewhere. We'll endeavour to keep you updated on the other matches as the broadcast continues throughout the evening. You can hear, as you so often do at Christie Park, the Spirit faithful just off to our right here, making their voices very well heard. The active support leaders of tomorrow. You'll love to see it. Is Connor Starbo. Immediately tracked by Coop. Opts just to go back with Simon Nicholas here. Shaw. Cornwall. It's a new signing, Vukovic. Came across from the United States, of course. Hudson Valley Hammers in the USL League 2. Chidiac. Nicholas, one way and then the other. Handy looking ball, looking to get a teammate in behind as well. It could be the opener. It's a fantastic save from Jay Coates. Danger's not quite dealt with just yet, though. Shot is blocked. It's a wonderful save, and Jay Coates called into action very early on in this one indeed. It's an excellent ball in behind from Simon Nicholas in the first place. Jesse Michelle denied by a wonderful save by Jay Coates. As we said, the young Gloveman making just his second start of the season. Spirit looking to mount another foray forward here with Chidiac. Cuts inside onto his right and hooks it into the back stick as well.
Well done, lads, well done. Face up, be aggressive.
Well, a bright couple of minutes here in the opening exchanges at Christie Park from the hosts. Just a couple of minutes on the clock, and we've already had one very good chance and another half chance fashioned there by Jacob Chidiac as well. As we said, plenty of action going on elsewhere across the NPL New South Wales this afternoon. As this one again is sent long, it's into the channel just about. Well, it's going to drift all the way into the wide area for Chidiac, but excellent covering defence from Kieran Paul.
Counter movements, move! And again, and again, and again! Who wants that?
Well, the flag's up on the far touchline, but you can't be offside from a throw-in. The whistle's going to go in the end for the free kick. And Spirits with another chance to mount another raid on this Manly United goal. Jared Lum coming across to take, in-swinging delivery you'd expect. Massive yellow shirts on the top of the area at the moment.
Mikey, go for a Mikey.
Everyone behind the ball here for Manly United. Flipped in towards the near post, headed clear just about. It's going to come straight back into the area though. It's blocked off again by Paul. The flag was up in any case, so danger averted. can take you through some of the action elsewhere in the league as well. The early kickoff this afternoon at 4:30 down at Sutherland. Well, that's a real 6-pointer between Sutherland and the Central Coast Mariners. Still deadlocked as they have just kicked off the second half. The other 5:30 kickoff, Upper Leichhardt and the Western Sydney Wanderers. That one, as you might expect in the early exchanges, still 0-0 as we are here at Christie Park. Perry's forced all the way back to Coates, who's under a little bit of pressure there. He's able to dig out their clearance and find a teammate as well. It's a handy-looking ball. Moving the ball very well here, Manly. Kieran Paul now. Well, perhaps the curse of the commentator striking. It's a timely challenge to take it off the toe of Kieran Paul. Manly not giving up on this one. And Spirits able to play their way out to Chidiac. Wants to skip inside of Hillier, and does to great effect. He'll swing it out to the opposite flank now as well. 3 or 4 to aim for in the area. Instead it will go short to Jared Lum, who will eventually swing it in. The flicked header from Jesse Michelle. Came at him pretty quickly at a bit of an awkward sort of height. Couldn't quite crank the neck muscles enough to get anything meaningful on it. And Manly immediately look to go up the other end. It's a smart piece of goalkeeping from Chris Marks. Alert to the danger. He might be called on again here, though. Clipped into the central area, and the flicked header, Chris Marks is happy to wash that one. Eventually floats relatively harmlessly behind for a goal kick.
Be aware! Too easy to get in behind there!
Looked like it was Presley Ortiz with the final touch on that one. Mid-season signing, of course, Presley Ortiz from St George City. Presley Ortiz still looking for his first goal in Manly Blue. He did manage 6 goals for St George City before making the move to the Northern Beaches. Tug on the shirt there from Peter Kikaris, and it will be awarded. It's a fairly regulation free kick. You won't see too many more obvious than that. And again, Spirit with a chance to send some bodies forward. Fizzed in. Well, it was in the direction of Kyle Shaw. Connor Starbo looked to chase it down as well, but just all too much on it in the end from Jared Lum and all the way behind. Turn from Rossello. Looks to fizz it out in the direction of Peter Kikaris, who wants to skip inside. Well, it's a good piece of defending, and again, Spirit's able to clear their lines as far as halfway. Jesse Michelle, good strength as well from Jesse Michelle to hold off the Manly midfielder, but they're able to dig it out and find Belcardi, who's had it pinched off his toe by Connor Starbo, who couldn't pick out Jesse Michelle. Now Rossello twisting and turning. He'll get the return pass as well, Rossello. It ran away from him momentarily. Simon Nicholas just drilling the clearance into the legs of Rossello.
Keep going, Jesse.
It's great to hear those young Spirits FC fans really enjoying their evening out at Christie Park so far. Still no goals to show, but in fine voice nonetheless is Ben Coop and Rossello linking up. It's a good pass to find Coop as well, who wants to fire us in the direction of Ortiz. It'll be a corner at the end of it. First corner of the evening going the way of the Northern Beaches outfit. Hillier across to take. Driven in towards the near post, headed clear. Kikeris should pick this back up and does. Hoisted into the area by Kikeris, knotted down by Rocco Pele. No real direction on it though from Pele. Simon Nicholas looks to drive it forward again. It's going to come straight back at them with interest though. Chris Marks is playing sweeper keeper. Was always favourite to get there, the goalkeeper, and does a long way ahead of Ben Coop. Lum dropping in. Smart from Cole Shaw to skip past the challenge of Presley Ortiz, but Spirit just can't keep their foot on the ball in the middle of the park at the moment, seemingly. Kieran Ball stepping forward now. And he'll win the throw for good measure. Rossello. Jared Lam read it well. Tussle between Perez and Jesse Michelle. Conestabo will pick it back up for Spirits. Well, referee just waited to see if any advantage would accrue after Belcardi handled it. It didn't, so we'll come back for the free kick. Lam eager to get things straight back on the move. Buckmars wanting to open up the pitch there on the far touchline. Unable to stick the pass, though, Ante Buckmars. Kyle Shaw, well, he's stolen a march on his defender here. It comes across the face of goal. Ben Coop is just behind Manly's number 9. He'll get another go, and Ben Coop makes no mistake from there. That's why he wears the number 9 on his back. The 24-year-old. His third goal of the season. His first goal since round 6 of 2024. And Ben Coop has put Manly United a goal to the good here at Christie Park. Well, he doesn't mind a goal at Christie Park, does Ben Coop. He scored in the 3-1 win for Manly here last season as well. He's done it again here tonight. Manly now with their tails up, seemingly perhaps smelling some blood in the water as Kikeris has drifted inside and is bundled off it, but referee says nothing doing. Get a chance to recycle through Belcardi, but not for long, as it's hoisted over the top in the direction of Conestabo, who's got a couple of yards of space to work with here, Mikey Conestabo. The cross, though, straight into the legs of Jesse Perez. Spirits FC looking to return serve immediately. I'll have a corner for their endeavour as well. Well, it was great work from Mikey Conestabo, who started and nearly finished that move as well. Hoisted in. Coates has spilled it. It's chaos in the box, and at the end of it all, it was Kyle Shaw who's just dragged it wide. Needed to hit the target there. It's perhaps a centre-halves finish, though. Well, barely 2 minutes after Manly took the lead, Spirit with a very, very good chance indeed to level proceedings here. Flicks header by Lum. Chidiac rising above Paul. Paul will have it back though and just hook it around the corner in the direction of Ortiz. Kyle Shaw defending well, and then Buckmars again will open up the pitch. Plenty to aim for in the area. One was Jesse Michelle. Never really reached him though. Buckmars just recycling. Swung in again. And Manly able to drive it clear and find Presley Ortiz as well. That's a fantastic, well-timed challenge from Buckmars to diffuse the danger before it's ever really began. Chidiac now wants to drive at Kieran Paul. Simon Nicholas offering support. Sliding challenge from Coop, but Chidiac will have it back. My apologies, that's Nicholas. Now Chidiac. Eventually Belcardi able to clip it clear. And Conestabro has just run out of real estate on that near touch line. Coop and Nicholas tussling for it. Nicholas has just dragged Ben Coop down there. Free kick going the way of Manly. It was Ben Coop who put them ahead just a few minutes ago. Well-placed finish into the top corner. He had plenty of time to size up the shot and pick out that top corner. Meanwhile, Spirit on the march forwards. Conestabro linking up with Chidiac now, who wants to again drive at his defender. Finds Conestabro at the top of the box. Shifting back onto his left, slaloming into the area, Conestabro. Looking again to fire it across the face. It was blocked off, and the final touch is, in fact, off Mikey Conestabro. He is an absolute live wire, though. Spirit's number 10, Mikey Conestabro, of course. 4 goals this season so far to go alongside his 4 assists as well. He was looking for another there. But it's Ortiz up the other end of the pitch for Manly. Beats 1 and 2. And now Rossello. Rossello with a sighter. Oh, it was moving about tremendously in the air from Stefano Rossello. Chris Marks was on his toes. Able to parry it down in front of him and collect the shot eventually. Manly seemingly able to find these little pockets of space between the lines at the moment. Rocco Pele will happily watch that one behind. David Perkovic just urging his side to be a little bit more patient in those sorts of situations. Plenty of time is the word from David Perkovic. Again, Manly picking up the scraps in the final third. It nearly found its way through again to that man, Ben Coop. Spirit's able to clear their lines. Kieran Paul mopping up at the back for Manly. Jay Coates will send it all the way up the other end of the pitch, and despite the chase from Presley Ortiz, all the way out into touch. Jusovic finding a teammate again in the wide area. Jared Lum again dropping into that defensive line. Finds its way all the way out to Chidiac. Give and go with Conestabro. Now Chidiac again looking for the cutback. Able to keep it in play as well. Finding Conestabro!
Hey, better play, lads. Keep it going. Good football, lads. Good football.
Well, that's better from Spirits FC as well. Good endeavour from Chidiac. Initially looking for the cutback. Did well to find himself in the pocket of space initially. The give and go with Conestabro. The cross fizzed into the legs of Perez. Chidiac never gave up on it. And again, we spoke about the movement from Conestabro, able to find himself in these little pockets of space and a whisker away from drawing level here at Christie Park. But up the other end of the pitch, it's Kikaris bursting into the area. It's Chris Marks off his line smartly, and I fancy he might have copped a bit of a trailing leg for his good work there as well. Plenty of players and the referee, of course, as well over to check on the welfare of the Spirits FC custodian. He's back up and about and able to get us back underway. He slipped as he's released the ball, but it's a good ball out to find Conestabro. Chidiac and Lum. Again, it's Chidiac finding a pocket of space here. Wants to get a Kieran Paul again, shifting onto his right. Fizzed in towards Lum, and it was a very late challenge on Jacob Chidiac as well, which has drawn a free kick in a very intriguing sort of position for Spirits FC. Well, it was a very bright opening couple of minutes for Spirits FC, but it's Manly who hold that slender advantage here at Christie Park. Spirit, though, pardon the awful pun, are looking very spirited over the last few minutes indeed. They're certainly growing into this one. Jared Lum standing over this free kick. He's got the technique to be able to get it up and down over that wall. He does indeed, and it's denied only by a wonderful plunging save from Jay Coates. Jared Lum went the short option, or the short side of the goal, I should say. Coates was initially moving to his right and had to react oh so quickly over to his left, able to tip it around the post. That's two excellent saves so far this evening from Jay Coates. He's able to get two fists to that one as well. Chidiac wants to nod it straight back in at him and eventually hooked half clear. Well, Rocco Pele didn't quite get the contact on his clearance. The cross came back in towards Kyle Shaw, who just couldn't quite guide his header goalwards. Rossello. Well, taking off his toe awfully quickly, and now Spirit again on the march as this one's driven in towards Conestabro. Zach Shanchi with great endeavour on that far touchline. A wicked teasing delivery as well. And Spirit certainly feels something is building here. They're not just knocking on the door, they're ever so close to absolutely bashing it in. Conestabo, the latest to go close. The ball coming through in the direction of Chidiac, who just slipped as he looked to change direction on his run. Manly might just look to keep their foot on the ball for a bit here. The last few minutes have been all Spirits. Here's Coop, the goal scorer. Taken away from him by Nicholas. He'll get the return pass as well from Jesse Michelle.
Well done, Simo.
He'll find Jesse Michelle from the throw as well.
Well done.
A snapshot from Jesse Michelle, the latest to test Jay Coates. Jay Coates lost it momentarily. Found his bearings eventually. Able to regather it, but Ben Coop then losing his bearings, I should say. My apologies. Gifting possession back to Spirit via the throw. Good feet from Ante Bakmarsh. Late contact on Bakmarsh as well, but Chidiac will clip it into the area. And Chidiac! Well, Chidiac not finding the direction required. And the ball stayed in play as well, and Manly able to launch one forwards ever so quickly up the other end immediately. Rossello couldn't maintain possession, and we're going to have a quick break in play here as well to check on the welfare of that Spirit player who is dragged down off the ball, also late, as it worked its way out to Chidiac. Or Shianchi, I should say, my apologies. Well, it's end-to-end stuff here at Christie Park so far in this one. We can bring you some updates from elsewhere as well. About 70 minutes gone down at Seymour Shore. Still deadlocked between Sutherland and the Central Coast Mariners. The point doesn't really do all too much for the Mariners this evening in their bid for survival. In Leichhardt, well, Apia Leichhardt 2, Western Sydney 2. Wanderers took the lead. Apia went bang, bang, put themselves 2-1 ahead. And the Wanderers have just equalised not long ago, actually. And here at Christie Park, it's Manly with that solitary goal advantage, courtesy of their number 9, Ben Coop. I think that's Ante Bakmarsh who was down in back play there. He's back to his feet and making his way off the pitch. It was indeed Ante Bakmarsh. Looks like he should be okay to continue. And continue we do. As it's fizzed in towards Ben Coop. And again, Cornwell able to clear his lines. Spirits will want to maintain the momentum that they have managed to shift in their favour over the last 10 or so minutes. They've had chance after chance, have been denied by 3 wonderful saves so far from Jay Coates, who's kept his goal intact so far. Contact in the back from Bilal Belkadi. Spirits eager to get things back on the move with Chidiac. A little outside of the football to link up with a teammate, and here's Simon Nicholas now. Jushovic. Again, tussling with Kieran Paul and winning the throw-in as well.
Last 15! Let's give it our all! Ante, you okay?
A chance to fire this one in from the long throw. Indeed it does. Knotted down. And the danger passes thanks to the referee's whistle. Manly survive once more. Buckmarsh again. It was an awkward sort of bounce, just skidding off the synthetic surface here at Christie Park. Shanshi unable to keep it in play, but the press from Spirit is effective. And it's Chidiac shifting onto his right. Chidiac! In the blink of an eye! Jacob Chidiac! His 4th goal of the season. He's picked out that bottom corner with aplomb. And you can hear the Spirit FC faithful lauding their hero, Jacob Chidiac. Oh, that's a wonderful finish. No matter which way you slice it or dice it, from the 24-year-old. That seemed to have buoyed Spirit's confidence here, but it's Rossello for Manly. Drifting central, taking off his toe. Belcardi scrapping for it and emerging with it. And emerging with it again. Cottestabo defending against Ben Coop, and well, he's taken away the legs of Ben Coop. But the referee says he won the ball first, and he's given the free kick the way of Spirits FC for their handball against Ben Coop. Spirits sense the urgency. Again, looking to switch the point of attack out to Chidiac, who's been so heavily involved this evening. Cut across the face as well. Manly survive. Well, this has been a fascinating contest here at Christie Park. Between two sides who are, well, of course, so evenly matched on the ladder. Reflecting so far on the scoreboards. Only a couple of points separating them in the standings. Manly, as it currently stands, on 30 points. Spirits on 28, as per the live ladder, in 10th and 11th respectively. Kikeris now. Back with Hillier. All the way back to Aganovic. Coops just let it run under his foot and comfortable. Chris Marks calling for it and receiving it.
Before you go, just be aware of the pick
from Ante Buckmarsh. Again, Chris Marks release, looking to find Chidiac, who levelled proceedings just a few moments ago. Tortiza wants to pick up the return from Ben Coop. Ante Buckmarsh first on scene. Chance for a crowd catch there. The ball is too far behind Kieran Paul. It's a well-timed challenge, though, from Jesse Perez to take it away from Jesse Michel. The two Jessies battling it out. Shanchi Oh, unable to link up with Vukovic. Yeah, and I think that's Rocco Pele who was brought down on the far touch line. There's been no shortage of action whatsoever in this one here at Christie Park. As Pires looks to clip one forward towards Kikeris. Can't retain it though, and again, Spirits looking to transition rapidly. Ganovic tracking back frantically, gets there ahead of his opponent. Coates' clearance, only finding a Spirit midfielder as it pops out kindly here for Conestabo. Weaving into the area, Conestabo cut across the face as well. Well, again, Manly able to breathe a sigh of relief. Another wave passes over them without great incident. How's the work? How's the feet? The dancing feet from Mikey Conestabo. He sat down two defenders on the way through. I think that's reflected in the chant from the Spirit faithful of "Where's your ankles?" Presley Ortiz now scrapping for it on the far touchline. Throw in going the way of the hosts. Conestabo. The tracking back from Ben Coop once again. They can't play their way out though, and maybe have just played their way into trouble. Well, it's a wonderful sliding challenge from Saxon Hillier, who's able to in turn link up with Rossello, who can't stick the pass to Kikeris. Belcardi will pick up the scrap, so. And that's easily cut out by Simon Nicholas. Being played at a fantastic tempo, this one.
Move again, Frankie, move again, Frankie. Keep talking, Frankie, in front of you. Unlucky! Set up! 3 line! Yes! Yes, Frankie!
Again, worked out to Chidiak, who's been so heavily involved. He scored the equaliser, and again looking to work his way into the area. Halted by a challenge from Kieran Paul, but he's conceded the corner again. Just over 5 minutes of time remaining in the first stanza here at Christie Park. Maybe a minute or two added on. Brief stoppage in play after Ante Bakmaj required some treatment earlier in the half. The corner passing by without incident, but Spirits FC will have yet another throw.
Kids, start now, kids, go! Hey, kids!
Hoisted in, flicked on as well towards Jesse Michelle. Once again, Manly able to dig it out, really. Contestabo. Can't force away past Kieran Paul. Ben Coop in the end bundled off it. And, he's feeling the after effects of that one, certainly, is Ben Coop as well. And that doesn't look great for Manly's number 9. He's writhing in pain, really. Clutching what appears to be his ribs. It was a heavy sort of landing for Manly's number 9. He was the one, of course, who opened proceedings here at Christie Park. They were pegged back by Jacob Chidiac, of course. Both wonderful finishes from both Ben Coop and Jacob Chidiac. Coop's into the top corner, Chidiac's into the bottom corner. Putting on a bit of a clinic, really, as far as goal scoring goes. Meanwhile, Jay Coates has put on a fair old goalkeeping clinic as well between the sticks for Manly this evening. 3 top-class saves to keep the score, or keep the scores at 1 apiece, I should say. As this one's hoisted high into the night sky. Chris Marks always underneath it. Kyle Shaw, pressed by Ortiz. Cool as you like him playing out, and dumped to the deck is Ante Bakmaz. Well, Spirit just showing a bit more consideration, a bit less urgency over this particular set piece. Just a couple of minutes to go until the interval. Chris Marks eventually just waving everyone forwards. He'll do it himself as he sends it downfield. Ben Coop back on into the action now immediately. Tried to get around the outside of Chidiac. Well, couldn't retain possession. Jušović has done excellently well. All the way back with Marks. Jušović. And Simon Nicholas again looking to link up with the new signing, the American. He's done excellently to find Jared Lum. Good strength as well.
Where are our numbers?
It's just that final pass that couldn't stick for Spirits FC. And it's Manly's turn to look to counter-punch. Well, it broke down even quicker than it began. Kyle Shaw able to carry it forward for a moment.
Preparation! They got 4!
Ante!
All the way back to Chris Marks. Spirits perhaps just looking to play keep ball for the final minutes or so of the half. Well, of course, no sooner do I say that than they swing it long. Belcardi for Manly, taking off his toe. We'll come back for the free kick, though, after Kikeris had his heels clipped as he drifted inside. Hillier. Pires assessing the options in front, one of who was Saxon Hillier. It's his turn to dink one in behind. The flag's up as Kikeris drifted inside oh so dangerously. Lifted it over the on-rushing Chris Marks. Took a touch off the crossbar in the end, but the point is moot as the flag was up anyway. Another warning sign, though, in spite of the offside, being fired across the bow. the speed of Pete Kikeris can cause defenders no end of headaches. Jesse Michelle looking for the flick on in the air above Jesse Perez. We're going to have 4 minutes of time added on here at Christie Park. We did see a couple of stoppages, of course. Ante Bakmaz requiring, I should say, I'll get that out eventually, some treatment, as well as Ben Coop. But it's a match that has certainly been played with a fantastic zip about it. A great tempo from both sides, as we expected. As Ben Coop putting Simon Nicholas under an immense amount of pressure. He'll win the throw as well. Belcardi. Well, it was sort of between Kieran Paul and Presley Ortiz. Just straight into touch in the end. Jesse Michelle dropping in to pick this one up. Connor Starbo had 3 for company. It was maybe 1 too many, but he's won it back and found Lum. Connor Starbo dinked over the top for Frankie Lukovic. Connor Starbo onto cheeky nutmeg on Belcardi. And it's a wonderfully timed sliding challenge to hold the advance of Connor Starbo from Kieran Paul. But Shaw able to pick it up and find Lukovic. Clips in the cross as well. It'll pop back out for Shaw, who will swing the left boot at it. Not really the meaningful sort of contact that would be required, though, to test Jay Coates from that sort of range. And it's another wonderful sliding challenge to hold the advance of Ben Coop, this time from Simon Nicholas. One-touch football from Spirit FC. Wonderful to watch. Chidiac now skipping inside. Clipped forwards from Chidiac. Little back heel from Connor Starbo, looking to find the continuing run from Chidiac. Couldn't pick him out, though, and now Manly with a chance to break the hearts of Spirits. It's Presley Ortiz bursting into the area. And it's again another fantastic piece of defending. Last-ditch stuff there from Spirit FC. And they want to immediately counterpunch. Lukovic just awaiting the supporting cast in the form of Nicholas. Lum. Shaw. Spirit just settling it down for the time being. Connor Starbo and Lum. Bakmaz and across the back once again. Shaw. And Chidiac, who's drifted out to that far touchline. Simon Nicholas, well, perhaps one last chance here for Spirit FC with Connor Starbo. Finds support in Nicholas. Bakmaz. Clipped into the area as well as danger. It's 2! The delivery from Ante Bakmaz causing all sorts of mayhem. And right at the death of the first stanza here, Spirits have taken the lead for the first time this evening.
Well done.
Oh, that's a sensational delivery from Ante Bakmaz. And it's Jesse Michelle who's given Spirit FC the go-ahead goal as the whistle blows to signal the end of the first stanza here at Christie Park and gives everyone a chance to take a breath. Players, fans and commentators alike for a game that has been played at a rate of knots. The halftime scoreline here at Christie Park. Spirit FC 2, Manly United 1. We're off to a short break here in the northwest of Sydney. Make sure that you join us for the second half in about 15 or so minutes' time. Well, a very warm welcome back indeed to the northwest of Sydney here at Christie Park. Not quite the Arctic Circle this evening. It is brisk, of course, but it's a very nice, still sort of chill that we have in the air here. Speaking of chill, Spirit FC, the cooler of the two teams at the moment, with that 2-1 advantage. Jacob Chidiac equalising in the 32nd minute before Jesse Michelle sent the Holmes fans into absolute raptures right at the death of the first half. Now I'm going to see one change at the interval for Manly United. Leaving the field is Bilal Balkardi, being replaced by number 3, Zach Svilagoy.
Yeah, I'm good now. Stay on your half.
Other than that, it looks like both teams as they were at the start of proceedings, and it's Manly United to resume hostilities here at Christie Park.
Done, Frankie. Double, Frankie.
Well, hostilities indeed resumed. Frankie Lukovic in the thick of it, and Chianchi immediately looking to get forward on this near touchline. He has Hillier and Rocco Pele for company. Tussling with Pele at the end of it. Throw-in going the way of Manly United. Well, we can bring you news from elsewhere as well, of course. The earlier fixture down at Seymour Shore has now concluded. A 95th minute penalty going the way of the Central Coast Mariners. Lucas Shikluna stepping up and putting the Mariners a goal to the good, and that's how it stays. So the Mariners victorious over Sutherland. Meanwhile, live action here at Christie Park. Jesse Michelle has had contact to the back of the head there. It's going to be the first yellow card of the game. Zach Svilagoy protesting his innocence, but at the end of it all, Spirits with another chance to whip something into the dangerous area here. Creates a bit more havoc. Jared Lum, as per, standing over this one.
Yes, I do.
Flipped in towards the back stick as well. Plenty rising. Coates again. Flying away to his right-hand side to tip it around the post and keep the deficit at just the 1. Again, it's a wicked delivery. Wonderful tail on it from Jared Lum. Tailing away from the goalkeeper. Yet another highlight for Jay Coates in this one. In-swinging delivery. Headed clear just about. A ferocious shot from Connor Starbo is blocked off. And now Kieran Paul emerging with it on the far touchline. Kakaris striding into the area as Peter Kakaris blocked off again. Spirits FC defending doggedly. Just as Peter Kakaris pulled the trigger there. It was Connor Starbo doing some defending there. He's covered an awful lot of ground as well. Well, half-hearted appeals for the free kick on the far touchline from both sets of teams. Both sets of players, I should say. My apologies. Just a throw in amongst it all.
Yes, 3:47.
Flicked on to Jukovic. And again, fizzed forward on that far touchline. I'll tell you what, I think Jesse Michel's pulled up short there. Yes, indeed. He's gone down. And this doesn't look great. There was no one really near him, and that's perhaps the worst sort of ones. Spirit physio waved on to check on the welfare. But you could see he just pulled up short. Did Jesse Michel, and well, that would certainly be a blow for the home side. Of course, it was he who scored that goal right at the death that separates these two sides here at Christie Park. Looks like he's going to re-enter the field of play. He does indeed. He's not moving oh so freely, so we'll keep an eye on that one, but straight up the other end go Manly. Kikaris. His route to goal was blocked off once again. And now Mikey Conestabro emerging with it. Bursting into the area. They're queuing up for it, our Spirits. And eventually it's turned home. It's Zach Chianchi with the final touch. And just like that, Spirits are 2 goals to the goods. Well, how about that? I think it's fair to say it's no less than the home side deserve. For all their endeavour this evening. They went behind, of course. Early in the contest, it was Ben Cooper who put Manly ahead, but Spirit FC have been relentless this evening.
You got to drop. You got to drop. Left shoulder,
Manly on the far touchline looking to return serve. They've got no avenues to goal, though.
Make sure he's ready with me before we do something.
Clipped in towards Ortiz. He felt he was having his shirt pulled there. Referee unmoved.
Ante, stay in the back line.
Out towards the latest goal scorer, Chianchi. Kikaris emerges with it, though, for Manly. Only momentarily. Now, Ganovic with a bit of a puzzle to figure out, under pressure from his opposite number 19 in Jesse Michel. Falls fortuitously for Jesse Perez. Paul now.
Yep.
Rossello.
22. Yes, chance.
Rossello again. Kieran Paul on the far touchline on a foray forward. Chance to measure the cross in towards Kikaris. Headed clear as far as Rossello. And again, dug out. Saxon Hillier's gone over the top of Jesse Michel there. Will play on, though, and Jesse Michel might just pick up on the loose pass here. In fact, it was Jesse Perez. He'll have the free kick at the end of it all as well. And that will give a chance to David Perkovic to make a couple of changes here for Spirits FC.
Work hard, lads. Well done, Jess.
Leaving the field, Ante Bakmaz is going to be replaced by the number 22, of course, Jesse Michelle, who scored right at the death of the first half, is going to be replaced by Richie Darko. So Giannis Frerk and Richie Darko into the fray for the first time this evening. Meanwhile, Presley Ortiz looking to fashion something. Paul clipped in. Chris Marks confident that he had his angles correct. Happy to watch that just sail over the crossbar and onto the roof of the net in the end. Well, a wonderful sort of sense of synchronicity as well with the goal scorers this evening for Spirit FC. The numbers 17, 18 and 19 all getting on the score sheet. Of course, Jacob Chidiak, Zach Shianchi and Jesse Michelle. But here comes Presley Ortiz with an effort, a rocket from Presley Ortiz! Silencing the home crowd here at Christie Park. His first goal in Manly Blue. And what a way to score it as well. Left his foot like an absolute thunderbolt. A bolt from the blue. And Manly are right back in this one.
Come on, Giannis!
Goal number 7 for the competition overall for Presley Ortiz. As we said, his first goal in his new colours since his switch from St George City. And I'll tell you what, he also scored against Spirits back in round 6 here at Christie Park in St George's 2-1 victory. He's done it again here tonight, but still work to do for Manly United. Here's Chianchi. Here's opposite number 18. Finding support here. Chidiak. Will it be Chidiak? Looking to just wrap his boot around that one and try and find the opposite top corner. We've seen some spectacular goals this evening. Chidiak with a textbook finish in the first half. Presley Ortiz, I think, though, has probably just scored the pick of the bunch so far in this one. And anyway, still a lot of football to be played here at Christie Park. Here's Chianchi. Frerk. Chidiak. Conestabo. Darko. Building nicely there from Spirits FC. They move the ball around oh so well. They're a team that loves to come out and play, never content to just sit back. As we kept lauding in the first half, this one has had a fantastic zip to it. Wonderful tempo. Showing no real signs of slowing down either. The ball out is sliced somewhat. It might just pop out for Kakeris. Well, it won't. Might do it in a roundabout sort of way. Rising was Cornwell. But it pops out for Pele. And now Paul. Low cross is cut out by Kyle Shaw, and he finds Chidiak, who wants to skip inside. He has his heels clipped on the way through, and second yellow card of the evening for Manly United. Jesse Pires, this time the aggressor. He'll join Zach Svilagoy in the book. Well, probably best described as a professional foul there on halfway from Jesse Perez. Jacob Chidiak has been involved in nearly everything and more this evening. He's been fantastic value for his goal as well, Chidiak. Frerk rising. Connor Starbo going over the top of Hillier and emerging with it as well. Connor Starbo, slide rule ball in for Shianchi. He'll have to wait for some support here, or will he opt to go himself? Does find support in the end. He'll get the return pass as well, Shianchi. Now Jukovic. Jukovic slaloming inside onto his left now. It might just open up kindly. Blocked off once again by Perez. He's sliding desperately to attempt to prevent the corner. It's all in vain though.
Preparation!
Spirit FC once again with the chance to restore that 2-goal advantage here. We'll see another change from Manly United shortly, but not at the corner as this one swung into the near post. A diving header behind for yet another Spirit corner. A real massive bodies in the penalty area. A number of who were right on top of goalkeeper Jay Coates. Headed clear just about by Svilagoy. All the way back to Svilagoy as well. Jay Coates wanted it, but it might have actually reached Darko before it reached Jay Coates. So Svilagoy stepping in to take charge of the situation. Hillier just nodding that one forwards. Overlapping run from Paul.
Let's get set early!
And it's Manly United's turn to go to the corner. We will see a double change coming up in just a minute or so's time. Patrick Swanzijk not willing to make the change either at his defensive or attacking set piece. Fair enough too. Swung in centrally. It's absolute chaos. It's pinball in the area before Darko able to effect the clearance, only as far as his opposite number 7 in Kikaris. Frankie Jukovic taking it off the toe of Kikaris as he looked to just skip around. Behind it goes for yet another corner. Near post delivery this time. Well, protest they might. It did look like the final touch was off Jesse Perez, and that will be as good a chance as any for Manly United to go to the bench. So Saxon Hillier will take his leave. As will Ben Coop, who scored the opening goal. Replaced by Connor Rose and Zane Alawalia.
We will, guys. No, we haven't watched it at halftime. Because we're repping the game. We're trying to make all the best decisions in the game. Yeah, and we talk and we work as a team. Yep.
Presley Ortiz. Just on a different wavelength to his teammate there, seemingly. As Patrick Swanzijk looks to chase the game here at Christie Park. Tell you what, not horrible options to be able to bring off the bench, of course. Connor Rose, brother of Lachlan Rose, who's recently signed up at Newcastle Jets. The former Spirit Junior himself, as well as Connor Rose, a 22-year-old. Former Wanderers Academy product as well. 2 goals for the season so far. Could he be the one to bring Manly back level? I don't think they're done with their changes just yet either. A couple more down and getting stripped and ready. Still got Tom Fay and Joe Fox on the bench as well. As this one's hoisted out towards Gianchi. How's your touch? Not bad, he says. Jukovic. Now Frerk. Gianchi building nicely this. Frerk, well, it's a well-timed challenge again from Aganovic that time to block off Frerk as he looked to pull the trigger. Lum skips away from the challenge of Kikeris. Little nutmeg as well to look to unleash Chidiac. It pops out for Frerk. And now Chianchi fizzed into the area. Cleared only as far as Frerk. Contestabo lets it run for Darko. Lum will clip it out towards Chidiac. Who wants to get at Jesse Perez here. Still carrying here, Chidiac. Darko couldn't bring it under his spell, and Kikeris emerging with it and going through the gears. Green grass in front here for Peter Kikeris. Fizzed across the face. No one arriving for Manly United. They might just get a second go to swing it in here as well towards Kikeris.
Come on.
I think we'll see the free kick as well. Kikeris in his over-eagerness to try and win that one back. Just going through the back of the Spirit defender. We will see those final couple of changes for Manly United coming up now, taking his leave for the evening. Rocco Pele being replaced by Tom Fay. Stefano Rossello will also depart, being replaced by Joe Fox. Patrick Svonsvik has emptied his bench. It's great to see Tom Fay back in the first grade side as well.
18 off. 15 on.
Continuing his return from injury. Of course, his last NPL start was all the way back in round 13 last season. His first grade appearance for the season was just last week off the bench against Sutherland. He's off the bench again here tonight as well as they look to chase the game. Darko looking to give chase to that one over the top, but Aganovic first on scene. Oh, Christie Park is bouncing. They hold the most slender of advantages here. Joe Fox looking to change that. Presley Ortiz racing after it, and Chris Marks smartly off his line to claim it. Snuff out the danger there. Villigoi looking to open up the pitch. Fay again swings it out to that far touchline. Paul, Rose, something cooking perhaps here for Manly. Well, not quite. They will have a corner for their endeavour, though. Spirits FC, of course, want to make a change of their own, but they not going to do it at their defensive corner, that's for sure. In swinging delivery once again to the near post, dealt with comfortably enough. Only as far as Alawalia. One way and the other is Faye. No avenues through available for Faye though.
Be aware, Giannis! Get a midfielder there, Kyle!
Still Faye.
Right shoulder!
Clip delivery should be comfortable for Chris Marks and is.
You're on your own, Richie, you're on your own. Get up! Chachi!
Sent high into the night sky by Chris Marks. Played forwards. It's going to come straight back at them via Alawalia and then Kikeris. Aganovic clipped into the channel. Well, it was too far away from Presley Ortiz to do any real sort of damage. And still they wait to make this change here, Spirits FC. Plenty of appreciation being shown from the Spirits FC fans here for their gloveman, Chris Marks. Vukovic has done well to play his way out of trouble, and then Jared Lum eventually dumped to the deck, and Spirits FC will finally get the chance to make that change. It's Zach Shianchi who will take his leave, of course. He scored the third. Off the bench comes another mid-season signing, Takeru Sugita, a Japanese international. Japanese midfielder. Looking to inject a bit more energy perhaps as Lum clips this one forwards. Coates has had a couple of bites at that. It pops loose.
He's there. He's had possession, I think.
The free kick will go in the end for the contact on Jay Coates. Manly United perhaps breathing a sigh of relief there, as Richie Darko was lurking with real dangerous intent. Not far away from restoring their 2-goal advantage. A fifth appearance for the 23-year-old Takeru Sugita. Second consecutive appearance off the bench. Meanwhile, here's Chidiak pulling the strings, finding Darko. Chidiak will have it back. Vukovic. Again, building nicely here from Spirits. Aganovic, though, has seen enough. Kikeris, Faye. Ortiz linking up with Faye again. Rapid in transition here at Manly. Kikeris has got an arm across Cornwall there. And a fairly obvious sort of free kick to concede there from Pete Kikeris. Maybe just frustration from Manly United's number 7. Marks again clipping it forward. Alawalia meeting it. Frerk immediately pressed by Kikeris. They've played their way through that press nicely though. Aganovic rising over Darko. Darko will emerge with it. Well, no, he'll let it run. Well, it's sent high into the night sky again. I thought we were going to be a chance for a touch on the game ball in the broadcast position. Just a crowd catch in the end before it bounces back into play. Darko, good strength. from Darko, but Tom Fay's done excellently well there. Alawalia finding Paul. Now Rose, one-on-one with Chidiac. Burning around the outside as well. Still going here is Rose. Chance for the cutback. Tom Fay was waiting on the edge of the 6-yard box. It never quite reached him though. Darko, bit of a heavy first touch that ran away from him there, but he's able to evade the sliding challenge from Peter Kikeris, but that second touch has taken it out. He'll have it back though, Richie Darko. And able to open up the pitch here for Chidiac in a foot race with Spiligoi. Chidiac gets there first. That's all the way behind, it will go.
Keep scanning, sub. Giannis, you got 2. Giannis!
Again, it's that raking crossfield ball in the direction of Fay, and again, it's a wonderful header from Frerk. Towering, but Kikeris, that's a great turn. Shifting onto his right now and trying to open up the point of attack here for Paul. One touch to set himself, second touch to cross. The clearance is, well, he's made a hash of it there, and he's only found Tom Fay.
Giannis, come on! Gotta be better!
A couple of step overs on the way through as well from Tom Fay. It sets up quite nicely for the Manly United number 5. Just fading over the crossbar in the end, the effort from Tom Fay. Tell you what, it would have been some way to get back on the score sheet. As we said, Tom Fay only his second first-grade appearance so far this season. His last goal was all the way back in 2022. It's great to see him making his way back into the first-grade setup. It's Darko now for Spirits FC though, and Felty was brought down. Referee says nothing doing.
Open up!
Less than 15 minutes to play here at Christie Park. It's a late challenge on Frerk from Peter Kikeris, who might find himself in a bit of trouble here. Yes, he does indeed find himself the latest in the notebook in spite of the protest from Patrick Zonswijk. He joins Jesse Perez and Zach Spiligoi in the notebook. Third yellow card of the season for Peter Kikeris, who you feel like when he plays against Spirits FC, maybe he has a bit of a point to prove. Of course, spent the second half of the 2023 season here at Christie Park. Scored a brace last time out against Spirits FC as well. He was on the score sheet last week against Sutherland for good measure. He's been busy this evening. He's on the ball again here, Kikeris. Goes around 1 and 2, and then Jared Lum sliding in and bringing Kikeris down. Jared Lum will be the latest entrant into the referee's notebook here. Well, cards are flying out, the challenges are flying in. But it's Spirit FC who are flying above Manly United as we stand. Kikeris with a chance here to create some more mayhem.
Talk it up, Cole! Talk it up!
He's got a wicked right foot on him, does Pete Kikeris. This is swung in, oh so deep. Chris Marks rising, getting a good fist to it as well, but the flag is up in any case. Chris Marks wasn't to know. So we remain here at Christie Park. Spirits FC 3, Manly United 2. How's the coolness in carrying that out from Cornwall, and then looks to launch one forward. Darko's one-on-one with Svilagoy if he can get there, but he's quick. Not quite that quick is Richie Darko. Jake Coates knows, understands the urgency. It's driven forward again in the direction of Ortiz. Frerk will pick it back up though. Karasugita and Ljukovic, two international mid-season signings, and then Conestablo able to open the pitch up here with Chidiac, who just left it behind momentarily. He'll have it back though, Chidiac. Runs into a brick wall in the form of Fox. They just look to recycle here with Shaw. Just happy to try and stroke it around. Well, they've turned it over really cheaply here, have Spirit, and it's Kikaris looking to make them pay. Wonderfully timed challenge, though, to take it off the toe of Kikaris. And Spirit maybe look to counter-punch. Well, Tom Faye's halted things momentarily, and it's a late sliding challenge that from Jesse Pires, and he could be in trouble because he is already on a yellow. 2 yellows equals reds. And Manly United have a mountain to climb here now at Christie Park. Jesse Pires sees yellow for the second time this evening, and he's going to have to go for an early bath. Not too many protests either from Manly United's number 4. Well, it's his birthday in about 3 weeks' time, is Jesse Pires, and that's perhaps not the kind of card that he'd want to receive. So Manly United down to 10 for the final 10 or so minutes here. That's Christie Park. There's a bit of concern for the welfare as well. For, I think it's Jacob Chidiac who was taken out in that challenge from Jesse Pires. Still down, receiving a bit of treatment. Well, no, he's back up and about now. He won't have to leave the field of play, of course, as Pires received a booking for the challenge, so he's fine to remain on the field of play when we get back underway. 11 v 10. Spirit with the goal advantage and the personnel advantage. Pires is sliced into the night sky. Tom Faye will bring it down and links up with Ortiz. No way through Jared Lum though. And Spirit look to get forward immediately. Conestablo and Chidiac. Richie Darko maybe just on his heels there. As Chidiac looked to slide one in behind. Fox. Rose now.
Giannis, beware!
He'll do well to keep this in, Rose. Well, he's done very well indeed, but he couldn't pick out a teammate in the area. And Spirit's able to emerge with it and just stroke the ball around, as they do oh so well. Oh, curse of the commentator striking there. Zalawalia picks it back up immediately for Manly. Forward it will go to Ortiz. Can't ride the challenge though. Chidiac is unable to link up with Conestablo or Darko. Svilagoy has it back. Passes the fairway ahead of Alawalia, who got there first in spite of the pass being ahead of him, and he wins the free kick, and Manly swing it forward via Faye to Ortiz. Back to goal here, Presley Ortiz has 3 yellow shirts for company, and he can't evade them. Immediately goes forward for Darko, who's in a foot race with Svilagoy. Well, the Spirit fans feel that Svilagoi maybe had a little tug of the jersey of Richie Darko there. Don't forget, Svilagoi is on a yellow card himself as well. I think if you see that given, you probably also have to see the yellow card given. You'd fancy that would just about be all she wrote. But this one's not over by any stretch of the imagination. David Perkovic will take the opportunity to go to his bench once more. Jacob Chidiac will take his leave for the evening, as will Jared Lum. Jared Lum's got through a mountain of work, as has Jacob Chidiac, of course. Scored the opener. Did Chidiac, the all-important equalizer, a wonderful finish into the bottom corner as well. And they both take well-earned leaves here at Christie Park. Well-earned leave, I should say. Connor Starbo, meanwhile, is in the wars a little bit. Bad news for him is that there's no substitutes left. Meanwhile, of course, their replacements, Jaden Tran, the number 21, and Corey Kavanagh, the number 6. We'll see this game out here for Spirits FC. Chris Marks just getting some words of encouragement to get things back on the move from the referee. And both teams have now emptied their bench, and Spirits FC look to close this one out. As Manly United look to chase the game, they're a goal down and they're a man down.
Get a hold of it, Jackson.
Nodded forward towards Ortiz. Cornwell, of course, the evergreen centre half stepping in to intervene. Richie Darko has put Coates under an immense amount of pressure here. The final touch is off Coates, out for a throw. Well, no danger of this one just fizzling out or petering out by any stretch of the imagination here. It's been played the entire 85 or 86 minutes that we're through so far. Meanwhile, Ljukovic trying to steal in behind. As I was saying, it's been played at a fantastic tempo from both sets of teams. Both sets of players, my apologies. Thoroughly enjoyed this one here at Christie Park. Tom Fay had body position, good strength. As he looked to shield that one behind, he'll win the free kick. To top off my enjoyment of this one here at Christie Park, it's not as cold as I thought it would be at the Arctic Circle. Aganovic drives it forward towards Ortiz. Nearly fell at the feet of Rose, but once again, Spirits FC able to ride the wave. Tom Fay flipped in towards Kikeris, again blocked off. Richie Darko had just held his run there. May have thought he had straight into an offside position. Coates able to clean up. Manly again look to switch it out to this near touchline towards Kikeris. Never found him though, and Darko's in behind the two centre halves. It's going to go wide. It's going to be an effort fizzed into the side netting. Fancy that was Tran with the final effort there. Was indeed. And so it remains, that solitary goal the difference. Ljukovic Swings it out to Tran, who's in a pocket of space. Darko! He's done it again. Richie Darko for Spirits FC. That is just about the final nail in the coffin here at Christie Park. Richie Darko restores Spirits' 2-goal advantage. Makes his way over to the set of home fans here on our right, and you can see just how much that means to those young kids here at Christie Park who are making all the noise. It's party time in Macquarie Park, but it's not done yet. Wide it goes towards Paul, who looks to swing in the cross, and it's oh so deep. We're going to see 5 minutes of time added on here at Christie Park. Richie's on fire. Your defence is terrified, is the word from the Spirit FC fans. That time it's Aganovic just rising above Darko. Falls at the feet of Paul. Tom Fay should get there first and does. He's thrown to the deck. It's a bit of a tangle between he and Takara Sugita. Frerk to just launch it in towards the corner. Never made its way past Tom Fay, and Peter Kikaris will win the free kick. Well, it's not been a happy return to Christie Park for Pete Kikaris this evening. He's come close on a few occasions. But it's Spirits FC who are 2 goals to the good. Take nothing away from the fantastic performance from Jay Coates, though. The young man in goal for Manly United, who made a string of wonderful saves, particularly in the first half. Very little he could do about any of those scored, however, by Spirit FC, who've been clinical, who've been relentless. They've been nearly irresistible at times this evening. They might just look to add one more. Well, it's a wonderful sliding challenge from Tom Fay to halt his opposite, number 5. Connor Starbo has run himself into the ground this evening. Ljukovic again linking up with Takara Sugita. Final touch off Tom Fay, though. And just about halfway through the 5 allotted minutes. Alualia desperate to try and win it back and get things back on the move for his side. Spirit just looking to manage this one out. And they'll win the throw as well for good measure. Darko, who scored the most recent, and he's won another throw. As time ticks away in that allotted 5 minutes, it's Darko again, surrounded by 3 or 4 of those in blue shirts. Takara Sugita was trying to play it off the legs of Alualia there to try and win the corner, but didn't take a touch on the way through. Meanwhile, on the far touchline, how's that for a sliding challenge from Tran?
Well,
sure, my apologies.
Subby, free!
Go, Frankie! Jaden, watch him!
Kikaris wants to isolate his opponent here and skip inside, which he does. Fizzing it across, that's an inventive little flick from Paul as well. Cleared as far as Stiligoi. And then sent all the way back up the other end of the pitch to Coates, who's acting as a makeshift defender following Jesse Perry's send-off. Kikaris again wanting to skip inside. Opts to use Aganovic, who was supporting outside. Just a throw in into the final minutes of time added on here at Christie Park. And perhaps one last roll of the dice here for Spirit FC as well. They might look to add a fifth. Well, it was a tired looking pass that allowed Aganovic to intercept, and straight back up the other end it goes with Rose towards Ortiz, and a great sliding challenge from Shaw to cut that one out, and you feel like that might just about be that. Well, no, still about 20 or so seconds left to play. Manly United are going to continue the scrap. Swung in towards Ortiz. Marks came, couldn't collect. Kikaris is immediately surrounded. Kieran Paul will swing the big left boot at it. Cleared off the line. And the snapshot from Rose is fired over the crossbar. We are through the 5 minutes. A check of the watch from the referee. Another check of the watch from the referee. You know what the third check of the watch will mean. As Chris Marks gets us back under the way. It is a third check of the watch from the referee. It is 3 points at Christie Park for Spirit FC. A fantastic performance from the hosts this evening, who simply ran over the top of Manly United in the second stanza here at Christie Park. A come from behind victory. Manly United, of course, opened the scoring through Ben Coop in the first stanza. Jacob Chidiac with the equaliser before Jesse Michelle gave Spirits FC the go-ahead goal right at the death of the first half. A lead which they would not relinquish for the remainder of the contest. Presley Ortiz pulled one back in the second half. Zach Shianchi, though, of course, added a third for Spirit FC. And the exclamation points, the cherry on the icing on the cake from Richie Darko, who added a fourth. An absolutely fantastic contest between both sides, played at a wonderful tempo and in great spirits as well, of course. This one has finished here at Christie Park. Spirit FC 4, Manly United 2. An absolute pleasure having your company this evening. But from me, Pete Pryor, it's bye for now.